Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Relief Valve Podcast. I'm in a particular cunty mood, and I'd like to share some information with all of you. Well, gosh darn it, I got the newest update from Candace in a full little bag of information Candace Owens is. Particularly bad to share the information about Candace Owens with all of you, because if I'm going to be a moody cunt, I feel like it's the least that I can do. So Candace Owens has a lot of information for you about Charlie Kirk. She's very upset, and gosh darn it, she's going to share all that information with you. And Candace Owens will very conveniently not tell you where she came from. Candace Owens was a leftist. She was a radical left-wing nut job until the grift didn't work out for her anymore. And then coming to Jesus, she saw the light. And she became a Republican. She became a conservative. I know that others have done this. But hers is a particularly interesting story. Because she believes in the left, and then she walks away from the left, and then she goes to the right, and then allegedly she's supposed to be part of Trump's administration, and then she's not invited to be part of Trump's administration. So now when you see her videos, she's shitting on Trump, right? Trump called me, okay? And he wanted me to back off Emmanuel Macron, okay? And then, so I said, maybe for the good of the country, I'll think about it, okay? And, but I thought it was really weird, okay? So I'm telling all of you, okay? And the one thing you should know that is someone that says, okay, 500 times in a fucking video, that must mean the truth, right? And that's what she does. And I'm seeing some other creators, another fucking guy who does the same goddamn thing. He said, okay. 500 times I couldn't finish his fucking video. When human beings are talking to you and they have to insist on certain things, and I'll give you an example so you can understand it. Joe Biden, when he was in office, he would say, look, here's the deal. That meant he was going to fucking lie to you. Even more so than he already was. When someone goes on and says, so here's what's going on with Charlie Kirk, okay? So he was at the college, okay? And then he was standing under the tent, okay? And then he got shot from the back, okay? But it looks like it's from the front, okay? And then this, okay? They're fucking bullshitting you. If you have to keep repeating as a basis, as a human being, if someone has to keep repeating the same saying to you as a fucking bullshit saying, there's one of two things. They are trying to convince you. They are trying to convince themselves. It's a mix of both. If I keep telling you something, and I keep offering information to you, and I keep saying, okay, here's the deal, okay? So this person went over here, okay? But then he went over here and it was really weird. So he got in this car and then things changed, okay? What I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to rope you into a bullshit situation where I don't have 100% of the information. But what I need to do is keep you roped in. I have to keep you on the end of the line. So I keep using these statements with you because I can't lose you. You can't let go of the rope. I have to keep dragging you. If you let go of the rope, I lose everything I'm trying to accomplish with you. So to keep you on the rope that I'm dragging you with, I have to keep saying, so here's the deal, okay? This crazy situation was happening over here, okay? And then this person got over here, and they did this thing, and that was really weird, okay? And I have to grab you, and I have to yank you back towards me again. That's why I keep saying, okay, 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 okay. That's what fucking grifters like Candace Owens and others are doing to you. Watch her video. Watch any of her videos. How many times in her video does she have to say okay to you? I've made a comment on her posts in the past, and I've said, take a shot every time she says okay. If you're still alive after all the okays in her video, go ahead and message me and hit me up. Why do I say that? Because I already know you're fucking dead. Because she said, okay, okay, this is what's going on, okay? That's when you know someone's lying to you. When they're stretching the information they have to share with you. They have to keep making a statement in a word, and they have to keep using it until you beat it to death, then you bury it in the ground, and then you fucking piss on it, and then you build a fucking house and a town and a castle on it. Because they have to keep you on the rope. Okay? Okay? Okay! That's what her and these other fucking grifting liars do in their videos. There's another guy, I was watching his video, I can't remember what his name was, and I don't want to remember what his name was, but I sort of do in order to make my point. And I had made a comment about it on his page. No one answered, of course. But it seemed like he was making some interesting points. And it seemed like he had something to say. Except every other fucking word was okay, 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 okay. And you can't get any fucking information from that. Okay, 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 okay. I tell you this, okay? And then he was over there, okay? And then he got into the car, okay? And then he went over to this town, okay? No, it's not okay. Who are you trying to convince? Me or you? Fuck you're okay. Give me actual information. Fuck you're okay. And the problem with Candace Owens, okay, is she started as a leftist. I've argued with people about this online, and they go, no, you don't know what you're talking about. She didn't do that, okay? Yeah, Candace Owens was a fucking leftist. Before she married her pro-conservative, rich husband, who's funding all of her shit, aside from the money she can grift from all of you, she was a leftist. That's where she started her career. She was not a conservative. This is who she married, a rich British businessman who is a conservative. She's had like 10 kids with him in 3 years, which is physically impossible. But, I mean, she's knocked this dude up. He's fucked. I mean, she owns him hook, line, and sinker. He's fucked. But he's a rich British dude who's a conservative. And when you've heard about the stories and you've been asking the questions about and the left and the right, whoever, why she's been in England, why she's been a part of Brexit, which was the black exit of the European Union deal that England was a part of. Candace was there, right? She was arguing on the rights issue to this, the conservative right, because she's with this dude. And she changed her values. She changed her deal. So your girl, Candace Owens, ran a Trump-bashing website less than 2 years ago. It's more than that now because this was 2018. A recent report from BuzzFeed sheds new light, and Candace Owens is the melanated darling du jour of the Make America Great Again crowd, revealing that the rising conservative star ran a blog that frequently mocked Donald Trump through 2016, his initial campaign run, suggesting reading the messy, shady reason Andra Day is suing her own manager. Oh my God, whatever. A recent report from BuzzFeed sheds new light on Candace Owens, a melanated darling du jour, the Make America Great Again crowd, revealing that the rising conservative star ran a blog that frequently mocked Donald Trump through the 2016 presidential campaign. Among the stories that ran on the site, a critical look at Trump's Muslim ban titled Serious Question, says Candace. Is Donald Trump a social experiment? In which the writer compared Trump to Hitler. An explainer on how Trump can still be a racist, even if he's married to an immigrant, and a satirical investigation into the size of Trump's penis. Spoiler, probably small, the story concludes, of the group Candace Owens was a part of. BuzzFeed was able to view posts from the now defunct site Degree 180. Feel free to look it up yourself if you don't want to take my word for it. Through the Internet Archive, as reporter Joseph Bernstein writes, Owens' rise from political non-factor to swapping free thoughts with Kanye West and getting Twitter endorsed by Trump. By the way, she started with hating Kanye West. Now Kanye West is her boy. Watch any of her shows. She 100% believes Kanye West and supports anything that he says that happened to him through his mental illness. She supports it. In the beginning, with Degree 180, she hated Kanye West. It's due to her forceful disavowal of liberal narratives around structural racism, systematic inequality, and identity politics. Yet these kinds of topics and themes popped up often on Degree 180 that Candace Owens was a part of and ran. From BuzzFeed, one story, the problem with humanism and all lives matter, made the case why the counter Black Lives Matter slogan was misguided. Another story begged Caitlyn Jenner to reconsider her support for Ted Cruz. Caitlyn Jenner is the tranny who was Bruce Jenner, and Bruce Jenner was the one who won the Olympics, and then he ran a woman over and decided to become a woman himself in order to escape the consequences, and now he's Caitlyn. But that's a separate video. To reconsider her support for Ted Cruz, who the author claimed wouldn't be a good advocate for transgender people. And a self-explanatory story is called Your Issues with Dating Shorter Men Are Misogynistic. This is all coming from her group, Degree 180. The report does note that Owens' posts on the site tended to shun the political. Instead, she usually opted to write political essays, including one about her struggle with anorexia, which, according to a recent report from The Root, Owens is attributed to the virulent racism she experienced while living in Stamford, Connecticut. There you go. There's the conservative right there telling you about her whining about racism in Stamford, Connecticut, one of the richest cities in America. Stamford's pretty I live in Connecticut, and I think you need one or two more zeros to live in Stamford. She also advised readers on how to get prescription stimulants without so much as a doctor's evaluation, and wrote a piece entitled, "Fuck Girl Code. I can hook up with your ex-boyfriend if I want." One exception, but keep in mind, folks, she is a devout Christian. She is, in fact, so Christian, there's a cross in the back of her room on every video that she does, because she's so Christian, she could regurgitate Christianity on you. Except when she was with Degree 180 and she was a leftist. One exception was a 2015 column Owens wrote for the site that roasted conservative Republicans. Owens hated conservative Republicans. Awesome. Writing that it was good news that the Republican Tea Party will eventually die off peacefully in their sleep. We hope. Candace's words. I challenge her to deny this statement right here. The last post on the site dates December 2016, about a month after Trump won the presidential election. Roughly 7 months later, Owens came out as a conservative. Hallelujah! Candace Owens saw the light. Thank God. She was a left-wing shitbag running a failing left-wing site until she licked her finger. She put it up in the air, changing in the winds. Which way are they going? Conservative! Fuck Degree 180. I'm a conservative. Owens became a conservative. Here's some of Owens. Coming out in 2017.
Mom, Dad, I'm a lesbian. I like girls. Oh, sweetheart. We always knew. The bottom line, we just want our children to be happy, and we love you regardless. You're a great soul. Oh, thank you, guys. Oh, also, I think I might be a conservative. I don't understand. I can't breathe. Hey, get that camera out of my wife's face. Get out of my face. Guys, it's totally fine. It's okay. I just, think a little more conservatively. But, sweetheart, you're black. Yeah. Look, it was a crazy election cycle, a lot of emotions. We're going to get you somebody to talk to, and you're going to work through this entire mess. No, Dad, this is who I am. But what about Beyonce? Yeah, what about Beyonce?
So to be clear, this is Candace Owens in 2016, when she realizes that the political winds are shifting, and it's no longer useful to be a left-wing nut job anymore. So very conveniently, she sheds all of the left-wing progressive clothing to become a conservative. So while you and I knew how life worked, and we were already conservatives over party and over one man or over one woman or anyone else, we already knew what was important to us and how life worked. Grifters and liars and money beggars like Candace Owens were lying leftist grifters who tasted the air and looked at where's it going? Oh shit, the left done fucked up. I'm going over here. I'm on the right now. Now Candace Owens is a right-wing conservative commentator, making millions off everyone donating to her page and supporting her. Now, I don't want to shit on people who, everyone deserves a second chance. Everyone deserves the ability to realize you made a mistake, make adjustments to that mistake, and then move forward with the new reality that you have discovered that is the proper reality. For Candace, what it appears to be is she realized her lying, cheating, grift as a left-winger was not working and was not going anywhere. And very conveniently, and by magic, when Trump won, and all the people said, the left is out of their goddamn minds and we want nothing to do with them, that's the reason we're voting Trump in. And she goes, oh my God, the left is bad. I'm a conservative. It's all very convenient that she changes. Why do I say that? Matt, why do you say that? You're jealous of Candace. Fuck you, Matt. There were rumors that she was supposed to be part of Trump's administration in his second political run, current run for president. And she wasn't invited in. Whatever happened behind the scenes, she wasn't invited in. What do you notice from Candace now as she does her show? It's anti-Trump. She questions Trump. She says Trump called her, told her to stop talking about Emmanuel Macron, stop talking about Bridget, stop looking into this because it's affecting his negotiations moving forward on the NATO world stage, right? All of a sudden, she's an anti-Trump. After realizing in 2016 the error of her ways and that she needs to be a Republican who supports Trump. And then she doesn't get invited to the Cool Kids Club. And now Trump's a bad guy and she needs to talk about all the bad decisions Trump's making. Okay? Now, okay? Like Candace Owens says, okay? Now fast forward to what's going on with Candace, TPUSA, and the murder of Charlie Kirk. Candace Owens was initially part of, in the early era, part of TPUSA. And then for varying reasons, she was pushed out. She wasn't a part of it anymore. And then, as things were going sideways and the text messages that were released, Charlie claims he wanted to bring Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens back into TPUSA again. But, oh no! Charlie's murdered. On video, in front of thousands of people. Now Candace has arrived for all of you. And she has the truth for all of you. And she's going to tell you about what really happened to Charlie. Because she was supposed to be there, and now she can't. Because Charlie wanted her, Charlie's dead, and now this other group of shitbags have taken over, including Erica Kirk, and they don't want nothing to do with Candace Owens. And now Candace Owens is very angry with all of it. So she's going to tell you the truth. And she has a whole bunch of text messages and information. And the sources, trust me, bro. And here she is again, trying to get in on her fake grift to tell us what's going on. And I have already done an update in a short show on Erica Kirk on TPUSA. And I've essentially said, in my opinion, don't trust Erica Kirk, don't trust TPUSA. A fair amount of these shitbags are lying to you. But the angle from Candace Owens is she's got some special information that you need to know. And the information is Candace was supposed to get back into the groove, man. She was supposed to be there. She was a left winger, and then she gave up on it because it wasn't doing her any good. And then she joined Trump's team, and she supported Trump But then when he got into office, he didn't want her to be a part of it. So now Candace is very angry and doesn't want anything to do with Trump anymore. So she's going to tell you about all the bad things Trump's doing. And he called me, okay? And he told me about not to deal with Macron, okay? And I'm like, okay, I guess it supports the country, okay? So I'm not going to talk about it, okay? But also, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do, okay? Okay? Does it sound like I'm telling you the truth if I say okay 50 times? So she turns on Trump. She turns on the left when she doesn't get what she wants. Then she turns on Trump if she doesn't get what she wants. Now she has some very important information for you about what happened for Charlie Kirk. Except, lots of talking. Except, it's vacation time, guys. Vacation time. She's been working so hard, guys. Can I tell you how hard Candace Owens has been working? She married a rich English guy. She had like 10 kids in 3 years, which I'm still trying to do the math on. And she's been bringing you a whole bunch of groundbreaking information. One is Emmanuel Macron is married to his dad, who's a transgender dude. Which, I'm going to be fair. I was interested in that because I believe it. I was following her and supporting her on the Bridget Macron becoming Bridget. I was supporting her in that. I was with her. And she goes, okay, she's been working super hard on bringing you all of like circumstantial information that this chick is maybe a dude. And then Macron is suing her for talking about this. But, whoa, hold on, dude. Hold on, as Hulk Hogan would say. Hold on, dude. Hold on. She's got some brand new information. And that is that TPUSA, that didn't want her around anymore, but Charlie wanted to bring her back on because things were going sideways. And then he got killed, so she can't be a part of it anymore. But she's totally got some new information for all of you guys. And she's totally sharing with all of you. Except she has to take a break from the information she has because it's vacation time. And if any of you know it all, if any of you have any idea, when you're a chick that found a rich dude that is like totally supporting you and paying money for everything that you're doing, and you're living in like a palace and a huge house where like everything is catered to you for, and then you do some stories on some podcasts because you don't have to live as the rest of us in real life that have to work 40 to 50 hours a week, you realize that you have to take a vacation. So what I have to do, Candace Owens, is I have to take a vacation. I'm going to drop some bombs. I'm going to take a vacation. And then maybe after the vacation's over, I'm going to come to you some more information. Does that sound like a very good, close, personal friend of Charlie Kirk who is attempting to get to the truth? Does that sound like someone who's a dog with a bone? Is a dog with a bone who will not give up until you have the truth of the matter. I'm going to tell you something. If I was a close personal friend of Charlie Kirk and I had inside information that people were messaging me, texting to me, providing to me, and then I was like, oh, well, we had a vacation coming up, and I feel like I can't cancel my vacation, you can go ahead and immediately call me a fake piece of shit. I would encourage it. If I had a quote unquote, as she says, alleged close friend of Charlie Kirk who she communicated with, and I'm going to provide all the proof and receipts of what's happened through all this, my vacation is canceled. If you're real, the vacation is canceled. I'm not going anywhere, motherfucker. I'm going to hit you with truth until you vomit. The one thing I'm not going to do is take a vacation. But Candace Owens is guys, she's working super hard. She's working super hard in this vacation time. What do you expect? What do you all expect? That this stuck-up princess of a fake conservative has to work 24/7 for you? Can you all get real? Get real. Candace Owens has a vacation. Take.
All right, you guys, happy Thursday. Last show until I take a much needed break. And it's going to be a good one. As always, as we continue this investigation, we are definitively getting closer.
Much needed break, guys. Much needed break. The truth, which I have, can wait until my, oh my God. I don't even want to say. My superstar vacation is over.
So what do we recall? Well, we were told that Charlie just had healthy bones, that it was a miracle that the gun did not take his neck out and that his spine somehow stopped it. I can now officially debunk that Marvel storyline and therefore refocus our investigation on what actually happened on 9/10 because I have new information and I'm presenting it to the public today. Plus, later on in the show, Josh Hammer has emerged. You know, he's the one that thinks.
Notice the swag she's wearing that she's selling to all of you, by the way. The CIA merch, the FBI merch. She's making money off, quote unquote, her close friend Charlie's murder. I want to be clear on something. I didn't particularly like or agree with Charlie Kirk. So for anyone that's watching this video and they're going, here comes a guy that's going to whine and cry about Charlie Kirk. That's not why I'm here. You done fucked up, bro. That's not why I'm here. The reason I'm here and I'm running this show is because I don't like being bullshitted and I don't like being lied to. Aside from beliefs, I'm a conservative. Aside from beliefs, aside from the things that I focus on, it doesn't matter who you are. If you bullshit me and you lie to me, I'm going to call you out. I don't care that you're a Republican. I don't care if you're the president. I don't care if you're Candace Owens on your little grift. I don't care. Well, Matt, how can you say that? Prove it. In previous shows, I've already come out and I've criticized Trump for not putting out the Epstein files. I have criticized Trump for how he's handled the Epstein files. I did one show on when he was talking when he was in a meeting with Pam Bondi, and he was like, "What? Excuse me? We're still talking about the Epstein files? I can't believe this." Like, I shit all over him. for that. You can go back and watch that video. I believe in this country, its values, and its freedoms over one man, one woman, one policy, one political group, anything, period. I'm America first. Not one man, one group, Republicans, Democrats, whatever, Candace Owens. I don't subscribe to anybody. If you turn on us and betray us, I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to shit on you. If you're aligned with us and you're doing pro-America things, I am going to speak openly on your behalf. That is what I offer to my viewers and the people that follow me and that follow the show. I am not going to bullshit you. I am not going to lie to you. If I come out with something and I'm wrong, go ahead and call me out. We'll look at it. And if I've made a mistake, I'll correct it. The one thing I'm not going to do is blindly follow anyone. I follow Trump as long as he follows the proper dictates of the American people and of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and what this country stands for. If you turn on it, I have a problem with you. And that's why I spoke out on the Epstein files, because with Trump, I have a problem with him on that because I don't like how he handled it. I don't fully trust him on the whole issue, and I have questions, and I'm not going to walk away from those questions. When it comes to Candace Owens here, I have been a conservative all this time. I've been asking questions all this time. I've never very conveniently changed my allegiance based on which way the wind's blowing. I've always been an America First guy. Candace was an American First gal. She changed it when the political winds changed and it was more convenient to follow Trump. And now, with the TPUSA Charlie thing, she's jumping all over the place based on this information she's got, okay? She says, okay, a lot okay. And she has all the information for you, except she has to take a very important vacation, guys. She's so exhausted. Guys, she's been doing so much. She has been sitting in a very comfortable, large, multi-room home. And her husband makes all the money. And then she makes her money on her bullshit grifting on her podcast. And now she's exhausted, guys. She's had 10 kids in 3 years. So her husband is absolutely fucked. He's never going to get away from her. His millions will be lost. And she's tired, guys. She's been coming up with so much, guys. Can you imagine, all of you, the working class? Can you imagine this? The people who are going into the factory, that are going into McDonald's and Burger King and Target and Walmart, that are working 50, 60 hours a week to make barely enough to get by. Can you imagine for just 1 second, you selfish fucks, can you imagine for just 1 second that Candace Owens has to sit in a 10-room house, mansion, virtually a castle, and she has to do her podcast supported by her husband, where people send in information so that she can do her podcast, so she can give you her little insight tips because she got it from people or her source, which is Trust Me Bro. Can you imagine how stressful and exhausting it is for Candace Owens? I mean, how dare you? How dare any of you question her? The audacity that some of you have, quite honestly. The audacity to question her. Well, she's living in a life of luxury? That her very close friend, by her own words, Charlie Kirk, was murdered. And she is going to present all of the receipts to you, up to the point where she has to stop and she has to take a mandatory vacation, guys. How dare you? How dare you question her? How dare you have additional questions and information that you demand? Who are you? Who are you? Candace Owens is giving you a whole bunch of information on her very close friend who's been killed. In over a slow, methodical period of time, so she can get clicks and new subscribers and donations to her show. She's released all of this information to you. And you have the audacity to demand more when you've arrived at her vacation time? Do you understand what this woman's done? She's had 10 kids. She had 10 kids with a rich British man in 3 years. I mean, she's set for life while she begs you for money for her lawsuits. She's set for life. Businessman George Farmer, former Parler CEO George Farmer, have been married since October 2019. By the way, do you remember when the January 6th riot started? Do you remember when they blamed it all on Parler? And the left shut Parler down and said that Parler was the reason that conservatives were working together to come up with a plan to meet and get together on January 6th. And then they shut Parler down. Apple got rid of the Parler app. It got brought back on with new investors. Who were the investors to Palmer? To Parler. It was George Farmer, Candace Owens. They're the ones who got the app back. They own it currently. As long, in addition with Patriot Mobile, they own a cell phone company. Candace Owens has been married to George Farmer since 2019. When did her turn of faith happen? That was 2016. As we're looking at it here, and I was playing that video.
You like Beyonce, you love Beyonce. Beyonce is a liberal. What's going on? I still do. It's just as a general rule, I don't think the Billboard 100 should dictate my political alignments. And what about all of our Spanish-speaking friends? I knew there were too many Caucasian people in this neighborhood. Oh, that's good, honey. Mm-hmm. Make me the bad guy, Mrs. I can't live without those hedges. Well, we're going to need those hedges when the neighbors find out that our daughter is in the KKK. What? Guys, this is getting completely out of hand. Mom, I'm still black, and I still like Hispanic people. I simply think that we should maybe put the economical future of this country ahead of the social issues. That is all. Sweetie, can you please just be gay?
At red pill, add red pill, add red pill. Interesting timing. As for what Candace Owens has been up to lately, she was in Jerusalem this week at the time of this article, rubbing elbows with Jared Kushner Ivanka Trump and her new boss, founder of Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk, at the opening of the U.S. Embassy there. As Owens and Kirk posted for the camera, Israeli troops were gunning down Palestinian protesters in a brutal massacre on the Gaza Strip. Productive meetings today in Israel, says Charlie Kirk. A special time with Ivanka Trump, Jared Kushner, and the real Candace. Very big things happening. There are those folks. Right there. Ivanka Trump, Jared Kushner, her husband, Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens. That was pro-Israel until roughly 5 minutes ago. Promises made, promises kept. Jerusalem is the eternal capital of Israel. God bless America. God bless Israel. There's Charlie Kirk. Who is that lovely little lady to his left? Is it Candace Owens? Big smile for a big grifter who used to believe in Israel. What a difference a couple of years makes. Indeed. Candace Owens is known for her career as a conservative political commentator, but her husband, George Farmer, stays behind the scenes, her current husband. Owens first met the British businessman in 2018 while he was working for the UK's branch of the conservative advocacy group Turning Point USA, the one that Charlie Kirk was a part of, in case anyone has lost track. At the time, Owens served as the group's communications director in the US, coordinating speaking events in London. So she was a part of it, and that's how she met her husband. Interesting as how Charlie met his wife, Erica, in Israel, and that's how they got together. I was quite involved in British politics at the time, so it kind of made sense, Farmer told the Pints with Aquinas podcast in October of 2022. I heard of her organization or organizations called Blexit, so the black exit from the negotiations that were happening at the time with the England becoming part of the European Union, which is the black exit from progressive policies. And I was very involved in the Brexit, so it was kind of like a synergy there. The couple got married in 2019 and have since welcomed 4 children. In July 2025, Owens found herself in hot water when she was sued by French President Emmanuel Macron, as we're all aware of now, and I have been interested, by the way, and Brigitte Macron for peddling a conspiracy theory that Brigitte was born male. Owens responded to the lawsuit in July 23 clip saying she is fully prepared to take on the battle. She has subsequently reposted a video which alleged that Brigitte was born a male. So, who is Candace Owens' husband? Here's everything to know about George Farmer and his relationship with a conservative commentator. His father is a member of Parliament. That's the ruling leadership of England. Farmer is the son of Lord Michael Farmer, the founder of British trading conglomerate Metal and Commodity Company, Ltd. So my guess is they're not particularly hurting for money, despite her claims. Lord Farmer is also a member of the House of the Lords, the upper house of the United Kingdom's Parliament. So he is particularly well respected there. He was the CEO of Parler. I explained that earlier. Farmer served as the CEO of Parler, a now inactive conservative social media platform, which was launched in August of 2018 as a free speech alternative to other social networks. The app saw a surge in users, including former President Donald Trump, who opposed the moderation tactics of other platforms. After reports surfaced that Parler was allegedly used to coordinate the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot, which is what I said to you earlier, the app was removed from large platforms, including Apple, Amazon, and Google. In October 2022, it was announced that Kanye West, who goes by Ye, planned to buy the conservative social app. Ye, acquiring of Parler, will strengthen our ability to create an uncancelable ecosystem, Farmer said in a statement, Owens' husband, in a statement about the impending acquisition. Parler will remain a place where everyone can think, listen, and can speak freely. We will continue the fight against censorship, cancel culture, and authoritarianism. The deal was called off later that year, and the platform was shut down by its new owner in April 2023, the Wall Street Journal reported. So Parler is, to the best of my knowledge, gone, and these two grifters didn't get it done. They got engaged in December 2018. Farmer asked Owens to marry him during a FaceTime call on December 29th, 2018, 17 days after meeting her for the first time. 17 days. Candace Owens and her husband got married after 17 days. And now they have almost 4 children where she's locked him down and this guy's screwed. And prior to all that, she was a leftist telling you Trump is bad. And she's going to tell you about how the left is great until she realized that grift didn't work anymore. Farmer asked Owens to marry him during the FaceTime call. It was age 17 days the first time. I was actually flying to South Africa at the time for New Year's, and I called her and I just said, listen, I know this is completely crazy, and we've just met, but how do you feel about getting married to me? Just real quick. Farmer explained to Australian podcaster and Professor Matt Fraud during an episode of Pints with Aquinas. Pints with water? The whirlwind romance meant Owens and Farmer did not date before getting engaged. So it was a hookup that turned into a marriage. According to them, not me. We hadn't gone on a date. We had not talked about marriage or the future of anything, Farmer told Fraud. It was very much a God thing. The Lord was in control of the whole process. The Lord of lies. He and Owens didn't announce their engagement until February 2019. Look at how happy she is. Look at all the money she's getting. She's so happy. Women smile that much when you add extra zeros onto what they're getting. Farmer said the couple waited to announce their engagement news. It was kind of too much of a lot of people to process, Farmer said during a 2022 episode of Pints with Water. They just thought that it was like a joke. So we kind of held back announcing it, and I think we finally actually put something about it in February. He and Owens married in August 2019. More than a year after their wedding, Owens revealed on Instagram that the couple wanted a small ceremony for just the two of them before their big day. On October 6, 2019, the Wednesday in a private ceremony, Owens and Farmer later made their union official in front of friends and a family at Trump Winery. Trump Winery in Charlottesville, Virginia on October 31st, 2019. For a Trump gal who was there and hosted it and helped be a part of it, she's not a big fan of Trump anymore, right? Owens wore 3 dresses, all made of Monique Lehoulière and Farmer donned a morning suit with tails and a blue tie. Oh, he and Owens share 4 children. The couple became parents on January 13, 2021, when they welcomed their first child, a son. On July 13, 2022, Owens and Farmer welcomed their second child and first daughter. I'm going to keep track of this time because I don't know that you can have this many kids in this short amount of time. But 2021, when they were welcomed their first child, a son. And July 13th, 2022, Owens and Farmer welcomed their second child and first daughter, Louise Marie Farmer. Even though he's English, I don't understand. On November 20th, 2023, Farmer and Owens welcomed their third child I mean, she is just a baby making factory, and she's firing them out as fast as you can catch them, like his baseball practice. And second son Max in May 2025, the couple welcomed their fourth child, a son named Roman, per her Facebook. For all the folks that are out there in internet land, are you aware of any women at all in your history, in your life and experiences that they force you into getting them pregnant so that you can have the kids? And then let me know afterwards how life worked out for you moving forward. When the woman insisted that you have one after another, after another, after one more. I think when you're a young man in your 20s, in June 2022, a farmer spoke out about parenting in an episode of First Class Fatherhood. I don't know about you, but all of us are part of First Class Fatherhood, aren't we? And all the money we make? A podcast focused on dads and fatherhood. I think when you're a young man in your 20s, you can probably be perceived as being like the king of the world. You can do your own thing. You can become a sort of master of your own little universe, he said. But life is so much richer when you're not the master of your own universe, when you actually do have dependents and a family and relationships around you that mean something. For example, a woman who has had 4 kids with you, so your life and everything you've accomplished is over. This person here says, it's great that the Macrons have chosen to sue this conspiracy theorist fraud. I hope her BS is silenced once and for all, and we never have to hear her name mentioned again. Candy, you are just another in a long line of Trump henchmen who go to extreme lengths to prove their fealty to the Tangerine King, only to lose everything in the process. Maybe Rudy can represent you in this matter. Oh, wait. No, he can't. So there's some background on Candace for everyone that's taking her word for gospel. She's a liar, a grifter, who changes with the wind whenever it decides to blow in the other direction. And she's had some interesting things to say. I will give her that. For me personally, I followed her with the Becoming Bridget thing. And you know what? Fair disclosure, I'm sold. I don't believe Bridget Macron's a woman. I don't. So I'm with her on that. But turning on Trump because he didn't bring you into the fold, and then coming up with all your conspiracy theories for Charlie Kirk and his murder because you were going to be brought in back on TPUSA until all the other staff members said, no, we don't want you there. And now you're going to go full tilt to tell us all about TPUSA and what really happened here, aside from a brief commercial break where you have to go on vacation because, child, please, you are so busy and so exhausted. How can you be expected to finish this before you go on vacation? Let me take a real quick sip of my Mai Tai while I'm at home to tell you that I'm a single dad of 2 children, and I've been that way for almost 10 years. The last time that I was able to take my kids on vacation, I've been with I work for a major shipping company. I've done it for almost 30 years. And the last time I was able to take my kids on vacation was, oh boy, probably 4 to 5 years ago. And it was to Disney to go see family, Florida. And we made a Disney trip out of it too. It's, in my opinion, a smack in the face, a spit in the face to every person that's out there grinding and working their jobs and getting whatever hours they can. And they can't even tell you the definition of a vacation. Everything else that I've taken from that point that I took the kids to Florida, they've all been staycations. For anyone that's unfamiliar with a staycation, that's the one where you take your allotted vacation time from work, but you stay home, and then you work on the house, the property, whatever things you have to resolve in your life to get back on track. That's a staycation. In the meantime, Candace Owens, who is just spitting truth at you. Guys, she has to take a vacation. Don't be ridiculous. What are you talking about? Look, she's talking to you about a very good friend, like her closest friend. She'd wake up in the morning, and it wasn't her husband by her side. It was Charlie Kirk in her bed. That's how close they were. And then she has to tell you about everything she's learning and how close she was about Charlie. And she has all the information for you. There's a problem. It's vacation time. You cannot exhaust this woman. What are you talking about? You cannot exhaust her. You cannot be like every fucking human being that doesn't have the luxury of taking a vacation, like this bitch. You cannot be like her. You don't have the right to be like her. You have to understand, you'll get more information when she comes back from vacation. And don't you dare suggest that you're due anything else beforehand. This is what grifters are, folks. When I'm going to finish with this because I've been ranting for far too long. I'm going to finish with this. When I started the show, it was a regular old working Joe. Nobody. You don't know who I am, and you probably don't care if you did know. And when I started the show, I said, I don't care if I get 5 people, 500 people, or 5,000 people. I got tired of yelling at the 4 walls of my house downstairs. I wanted to share this information with others. And maybe educate you, maybe bring you into the fold as somebody else who is another frustrated tax-paying American. That is one of many reasons that I started the show. And when I see shit like this, when I see Candace Owens tell me that she's going to give us some last minute information on Charlie Kirk's murder until she absolutely has to, folks. She has to. She has to take her vacation. I mean, it just the 1%er elitism of all of it hits me when she says that and she shares her information while she's wearing her swag, that you can buy on CandaceOwens.com, right? and she lets you know she's gonna give you a little taste, a little hit, a little drug until she has to go, right? And be in the Bahamas with her rich husband and take her little vacation. And then she's gonna get some sun. She's gonna chill with the 50 kids that this guy's screwed with, and then when she's done and she's chill and she's good, she's gonna go ahead and come back, and the vacation's gonna be over. All of you're gonna be over an oven at the restaurant. You're gonna be in a factory breaking your back. You're gonna be in whatever the business is. You're gonna be hunched over a computer trying to get everything done while your boss is over your ear bitching you out, right? She's gonna come back, guys. She's gonna be well rested, a little more tanned, a little more calm. Guys, she was able to decompress. Do you understand? Do you understand that Candace Owens has to decompress? When she's done with the decompress, she's gonna bring more information to you. Do you understand that? Do you understand? You just have to slave over your job, over the oven, over the machine, in the factory. You just have to keep going. You just have to shut up and keep going. When Candace comes back from her vacation, where she has been able to decompress and get away from all this. Do you understand how much this is stressing Candace out? To do all this? You have no idea. You have no idea. So shut up. Work at the counter at Dunkin's. Work at the counter at McDonald's. Work at your factory. Make your widgets. Do your things. Shut the fuck up. And realize how much this has pushed and stressed Candace. When her vacation is over and she has rested and she has decompressed, she is going to come back and she is going to give you the other information about Charlie Kirk's murder that you needed. And while you're waiting for all of that information, which is like crucial to understand what's going on, because her and Ian Carroll and others are essentially blaming Israel for it, but they can't like totally say it because they might be sued, so they have to insinuate it. So they're going to come back later with a little bit more information, and then they're going to let you know that maybe there's something else, but it's after their vacation's over, so you all need to chill the fuck out. You need to chill the fuck out while Candace takes her vacation and decompresses. She's giving you all the information she can, and she's going to give you more after the vacation's over. But how dare you? How dare all of you expect that she was going to forego a vacation in order to give you all of the rest of the information you need about her very good and close friend, Charlie Kirk? How dare you? She doesn't deserve a vacation. She doesn't deserve a break. Who are you? Who are you? The guy and girl that works at McDonald's? The guy and girl that works at Burger King? The guy and girl that works on a factory floor? The guy and girl that works at a call center answering phones. Who the fuck are you to think that Candace Owens owes you anything? She has a vacation to go through. I just played it. If there's one message that I can share to everyone that's a regular class Joe and Jane, it's stop listening to these people. Stop following these people. The ones that tell you they got the info and they got it all figured out. The only thing is, you need to go back to your shit life while they take their luxury vacation. And then when they come back, and you have been chewing your fingernails off in anticipation, they'll give you all of the information you need. You just have to hold on. You just have to hold on a little bit more. One of the things we do as a society, and I've felt fallen victim to this, is we give up our agency to these people. She claims she's a big friend of Charlie Kirk who just wants answers, while simultaneously telling you she's very exhausted, she needs a break, and she has to go on vacation. I don't listen to me. Don't take my word for it.
All right, you guys, happy Thursday. Last show until I take a much needed break, and it's going to be a good one. As always,
much needed break. Right? Cheers, everyone. I'm not in the Caribbean islands. I'm at home. Why don't you guys tell me all about your much needed breaks? I want to hear about them. All of you guys that go online, follow a show, follow updates, follow news, whatever, you accidentally stumbled on this. Tell me about your much needed break. What is it? Where did you want to go? Where did you want to do? What did you want to do? Where did you want to go? What did you want to do? And in relation to that, where are you right now? Right? Candace Owens is going wherever. Caribbean, whatever islands you've never heard of. She needs a break. Right? It's a lot. It is a lot to sit in your multi-room mansion, supported by your rich husband, in order to get tips coming into you that people are giving to you. The people, not you. The people who feel strongly about the truth being shown. The people are feeding you information. And those people who are feeding you the information are making you popular. That's the reason she's got all the followers. That's the reason she's got all the support. Those people, regular old Joes and Janes, just like you and me, are feeding her information because they want justice. They want the rich elite shitbags to get their comeuppance. Except Candace Owens is a rich elite shitbag who's married to a rich guy. But they believe that she's coming up with all the answers and they're sending all the information and she's doing all the due diligence. Right? It's like the people that want justice believing in the district attorney or someone in town who is going to make everything better. So the people want justice. They're sick and tired of suffering, and they've put all their faith in the district attorney or the mayor or the justice of peace, and that's Candace Owens. So all of those people feed all that information to Candace. And what Candace has to do is she's on the case, guys, except she has a much overdue vacation because it's so overwhelming. And can you guys just wait until her vacation's over? Can you just not? Can you just not? So she's super duper friends with Charlie Kirk. And she has all the receipts, all of them, guys. Except you have to allow her to have a vacation. Can you just allow her to have a vacation? Which one of you out there are raising a couple of kids and trying to live your life? How many of you out there? Like zero, right? Zero? How many of you have a rich husband who, and then additionally have thousands coming into your podcast so you can take care of your 4 kids? How many of you? Liars? For my show, this is the reason I've started it. And I'm making a point of this and this grifter and this money grabber. When I started the show, by the way, to be clear with everyone, I currently don't make anything from it at all. $0. Everything I've spent and everything I do for this show has been on my own time and out of pocket. I don't make anything. I haven't gotten anything. When I did it as a regular person, as a taxpayer, regular old Joey Bag of Donuts, right? No one knew me or gave a shit who I was. I said, I'm getting frustrated about what I see and what's going on in government, these upper echelons that rule over all of us, right? The Candace Owens they're gonna give us a real deal, guys. She's got 5.39 million subscribers. By the way, before all this started, she was below 4. She was like 4 and change. She's a 5.39 now. For these ones that are here, that are bullshitting you, getting money in their pockets, they're selling their bullshit merch. They're dragging out situations like the information they have on Charlie Kirk, and they're dragging that out over a course of episodes, like you're watching The Walking Dead. You're not going to get a series finale until you get to the end, right? She cares very strongly about Charlie Kirk and how he was like a best friend. Except you have to watch the entire season until the end, and then when you get the season finale, she will tell you what's going on. Does that seem real? Or does that seem like she's bullshitting you and grifting off of you so she can get views, commercials, and donations? In the meantime, people like myself are saying, I'm not getting paid anything. You're not giving me anything. I'm just trying to tell you you're being bullshitted and dragged along by all of this. And I'm hoping you give me some views and you subscribe and maybe give me a chance. And I'm just trying to let you know, as a regular old Joe, these people are like, these elitists are fucking you over and dragging you along for all of it. That's what I'm trying to say. So she's got some new information for you, except you get a little bit of it. And then she has to go on a well-deserved vacation. And I'd like to hear from all of you what you think a well-deserved vacation is. And I'm willing to bet it's not a rich bitch with 4 kids with a rich husband that's going to the islands who says I had to do a podcast in my comfortable home and y'all have exhausted me. I'm willing to bet most of you aren't going to say that's something I agree with. And that's one of the points when I started the show, is the regular old working class Joey and Jane bag of donuts are sick of this elitist bullshit who claim they have all the info for you. Why do they have it? Because they're in the inside. They're part of it. Why don't I have it for you? Because I'm a regular dude working 40 to 50 hours a week. No one from the government is calling me to give me information. That's why I don't have it. Candace Owens has it. Why? Because of a special, magical Harry Potter type thing? No! She's part of the insiders. She's getting inside information from her fellow elitist shitbags. And that's the reason she can tell you about it. The same as anybody else is part of it. The same as Charlie Kirk when he was still alive. Why could he have all these conversations and have all these senators on his show? Why was that? Because he was a popular insider that was running his show like 1 mile away from Congress on his podcast. And all the senators could pop right in if they wanted to have a conversation with him. Does that sound like a member of the community and the people and all of you that are struggling? No! Of course not! They're all rich, elitist shitbags. And they have the inside scoop because they're part of the inside. If they're part of the inside, they're not one of you. They're not one of you and I. And that's the point I'm trying to make when I do this show. I hope that a handful of people, I'm going to do more on this. I have all of Candace's video and her bullshit right here. And I'm going to do more on it. But I hope some people are watching this and you get it. My rant and however long I went on for, I hope you get it. And you're as frustrated as I am. And you hate these rich elitist shitbags that are like, I want to solve my best friend's murder. And I want to tell you how close we were. And he was going to bring me back to TPUSA, but he didn't because they killed him. And now I'm going to share the information with you. Right after I come back from my vacation in the Caribbean. Does anyone buy that shit? Is anyone interested? Does anyone believe she's real when she says, with everything that you suffer for, as a taxpayer, as a worker, that you suffer every day, you try to figure out how you're going to put food on the table, how you're going to put gas in your tank, how you're going to live your life. And this fucking cunt comes on and tells you she's going to get you more information right after she comes back from her fucking elitist vacation from the islands. Does any one of these people sound like you? Do they sound like one of the people? Yeah, but she deserves it though. Because I don't know about you, but she's been getting like tips and people are messaging her and she's like doing in-depth analysis. And then she like came up with this information. And then she sat in like a super comfortable part of her like 10-room house, 10-room, 5-bathroom house in order to tell you about it. And now you're like such a demanding asshole that you're like, give me more and I'm mad at you? Are any of you buying that fucking bullshit? $40 to $50 work week. In whatever spare time I can, out of my own time and out of my own pocket, I do a show. I do this show. I receive $0 for it. I provide it to all of you for free. No one backs me. No one helps me. No one gives me funding. I'm not getting any super chats. I get nothing. I do this show and I offer it for free. I am not taking a break for a Caribbean vacation before I provide you more information. I find a way to work my full-time job and also provide information on the show. Is Candace Owens or anyone else doing that for you? No, they're not, because they're not real. They're not one of you. They're not you and I. They're not part of us. They're an elitist that's all the way up here. And that elitist all the way up here says, you'll get more information when I fucking give it to you. And you're not getting any more until I take my little undeserved vacation because I'm getting stressed out from sitting in my luxury home providing you information. They're full of fucking shit. And what all of the rest of us do that are the working class schlubs need to wake up and realize that these elitist cunts aren't worth our time and our effort and our energy and our stress, while we have to go back to our life, have to go back to breaking our back, have to go back to taking care of our kids without any babysitters, or having taken care of them without the other parent in your life because they abandoned you, right? And you have to juggle taking care of your kids as a single parent while also working your full-time job, while also putting food on the table. But this rich bitch is going to tell you her dear friend, dear friend, Charlie, and she's got the info, she got it. Just as long as you can chill the fuck out. While she takes a much needed vacation comes back and she'll fill you in a month later on the newest episodes of her bullshit. And that's why I started the show. It's not about one man. It's not about one woman. It's about these elitist shitbags who bleed out just enough information or just enough of something to keep you alive and to keep you moving forward. Right? You're in the hospital. You're in critical condition. You need a blood transfusion, and blood suckers and elitist bitches like her are putting just enough into your bag that you don't die, but not enough that you can get out of your bed and walk out of the hospital. That's what these people are doing. These opportunists use every situation that they have to benefit themselves, to get clicks, likes, views, donations, while helping their very dear friend. What would you do if it was your dear friend? Allegedly, according to Candace. What information would you give? How much would you come out with? And how much would you bitch? You wouldn't drag it out over like 5 episodes, take a vacation, and then get back to it after you were done, right? I mean, is justice going to wait for your Caribbean cruise? Or do you want it now? How strongly do you feel about it? And I don't give a shit what information she alleges she has. If you're real, you don't take a vacation, come back, and then give everybody else all of the information, authorities and everybody else the information they need. If you're a soldier on the battlefield and your friend gets shot, you don't go, listen, I want to get that bullet out. I want to help. But here's the deal. I've been so stressed out about the war up to this point. I mean, I can't just take it out of you. Then the story's over. The entire thing's over. So what I'm going to do is, you're going to lay in a bed and you're going to be in triage. I'm going to go on vacation to the Bahamas. When I come back, I'm going to try and get the bullet out of you and fill everybody else in about what's going on. You ever heard that story from war? Ever? No. If you have a desperate situation, you triage now. You deal with it now. You don't go on vacation because you think you earned it, where the fuck ever, and then you come back to it after you've been able to decompress. War's gonna let you decompress? Like we're being shot at. Yeah, this is totally stressing me out. Can I remove the bullet out of you after I've gone to St. Martin? I want to know why you're so fucking selfish. Look, listen. This is episodic. Can't we go through a process before I give you your final result? I'm going to take the bullet out. But what I need you to do is fucking chill out. I'll be in the Caribbean. Don't message me. It's just going to piss me off. Guys, don't. Anyone that's real, it's not about getting clicks. It's not about getting views. It's not about getting money. If you feel genuinely about it, like this fucking grifter does, you're going to go, you know what? I was supposed to be on vacation. But here's the deal. I'm not going. Because I'm not going until all of you get the real deal and I get satisfaction. And the satisfaction is the truth to everybody. That's what you do if you're real. You go, you know what? I'm a rich cunt with 4 kids that I let my rich husband knock me up with. So now I've got the perfect life. And I'm supposed to go on vacation, but you know what? I feel so strongly about this, I'm not gonna. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm not moving out of this chair. I'm not moving out of this house. I'm going to find you all the truth and all the information you need until we settle this. And I give you my word, I'm not going to take a vacation until I get to the truth. What is Candace Owens going? What is Candace Owens doing? She's going, listen, I've done everything I can. Now the Caribbean's calling my name. I don't know why you're so fucking selfish. You can fucking get the rest after I come back with a tan and I enjoyed the ocean water. And then I'm going to give you the rest. By the way, this is where you're going to send all my donations. Fuck off. You're fake. I don't give a shit if you have the real deal. You're a fake. If you say that's my friend, and then you go, I have all the information you need, except I have to go to the fucking Caribbean and be Johnny Depp for 3 weeks. When I come back, I'm going to give you the rest. You're a fucking fake. I don't give a fuck if you've got every truth. You're a fucking fake. You're a grifter, you're a liar, and you want the money and everything you get from it. You're a fucking fake. And every other content creator, like myself and everyone else, deserves better to get better than fucking you. So that's where I'm at. I'm willing to bet I've gone for far too long. I've bitched for far too long. But at some point, I hope that somebody sees this, it clicks with somebody, and you realize these big time grifters where they're a little.
As we continue this investigation, we are definitively getting closer.
With her cross in the background, and before that, she was a leftist that hated Trump and probably hated Jesus too, and now she's a super hardcore Christian. This is like. Christ first, Christ is king. But before that, she was a leftist shitbag that probably hated God. But now she can definitely tell you totally Christ is king. You know, have some real values and then walk away from those values and then explain why you walk away from those values and why you have new values. And then defend the new values. But if you just jump from like one cool thing to another, like I liked Gundam, and now I like Pokemon, and now I like fucking whatever else it is. It's like the only thing you're doing is following trends. You don't actually you like things with robots. You don't actually you don't actually have any allegiance to anything in particular. You just like things that come out with robots with superpowers. You're not aligned with one. People can change their minds. People can evolve. People can move away from something and have a stronger belief, and they can defend that. But if you're just a grifter and a liar and you do it to make money and get clicks and get views, And then in between, all of the schlebs, all of the losers and bums that work 40 to 50 plus hours a week, get to sit around and wait while you take your little vacation, and then you come back with all the information that is like super important. I don't care what you got. You're a grifter. And you're full of shit. And this is what I have, guys. Can you can you like and support this video and support the show and subscribe? I certainly hope so. Maybe you've gotten tired of me rambling on about this whole thing. And you know what? Full disclosure, I'm tired of listening to me too. But if you appreciate what I have to say, and you appreciate me, regular old Joey Bag of Donuts, over these lying, elitist, rich grifters, I appreciate your support. And I appreciate you following my page, the videos, YouTube, Rumble, and TikTok, the Relief Valve Podcast. I appreciate whatever support I get. Thank you very much. And I'll have more on this in case you haven't quite had enough. I'll go over this video, the information she has, and I'll talk about how she... Cock, right there. That's where it has to go in order for you to make all your money. Your rich British husband. Right? That's how she's getting all the money. Other than that, she'd be fucked. She went from a left-wing grifter to having a rich British husband who she's like, in order to get all the money. All right, I'm done. That's it. I've gotten into enough trouble and ranted enough. Thanks, everyone. I hope you appreciated or enjoyed the show and my rant. And I'll talk to you all again real soon with more updates when I get even more frustrated than I already am, if that's possible. Thanks, everyone.